Thanks for joining us. In today's video, we're taking an overview of the documentary Rolling Stone, The Life and Death of Brian Jones. Welcome to Rock Hard Riffs. This is the Rock and Roll Guitar Channel. Well, hey there guys, this is Rock Hard Riffs, the Rock and Roll Guitar Channel for the self-taught. In case you weren't aware, we do quite a few of these rock documentary overviews. Have a look at our playlists under Beatles Fun and Documentary Overviews, and you'll see lots and lots of stuff in there. And if you enjoy what we do, please subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. And today's video, again, Rolling Stone, The Life and Death of Brian Jones. This really was a kind of a sad documentary. Brian just kind of led himself down the path of destruction in more ways than one. It's really kind of a sad story, and in the end it's just such an absolute twist. If you're not familiar with the story of Brian Jones, you'll really want to watch this. And if you are familiar with it, you might learn some more. Now from this point on, guys, we're just going to go about facts and bullet points that I found in the documentary. You're not going to find too much of this pleasant. It just was not very pleasant. Brian was born in 1942. He had died in 1969. He pretty much started the Rolling Stones. It's said that he was highly intelligent, but had the emotional maturity of a spoiled young child. He had no self-discipline, they say. There was not a whole lot of praise of Brian. He again lived a very sordid life. Some of the few compliments that people actually did give him is that he was an outstanding musician and could pick up just about any instrument. He was kind of an idea guy, they said. And it was Brian that primarily started the Rolling Stones. It was also said of Brian that he could resist anything but temptation. He had fathered 3 children by 3 different mothers as a teenager. By 1965, he had fathered 5 children by 5 different mothers, eventually having 6 children by 5 different mothers. There was a time he was also kicked out of his parents' house when he was a teenager, just before Christmas. He had found his suitcase on the doorstep, and that's how they kind of gave the message to him. Brian's drinking and drug use led to further paranoia, deceit, conspiracies, and God knows what else on Brian's part. That's really unfortunate. Brian's home, Cochford Farm, near the village of Hartfield in East Sussex, is where Brian had retired after being kicked out of the Rolling Stones. This is also where he perished, and that's where the documentary really gets twisted. It takes all kinds of twists and turns, and it's very interesting and very sad. This documentary is available on Tubi. That's how I watched it. That's on cable television. That's Tubi. Again, this documentary took lots of twists and turns, and some of it was pretty darn disturbing and just really unfortunate. But I guarantee you pretty much will find this interesting whether you're a Rolling Stone fan or not. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining us. Make sure you take a look at our playlists. We really thank you for joining us. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you next video.